Let's play Omega 5, Part 2.
Select your player. Tempest. Stage 3. The Placed Rebirth.
Man, I've had a lot of technical difficulties trying to record beating this level. First off, I was way out of practice, so it took me multiple tries to actually beat it. Second off, I keep having these insane glitches with the Xbox's game DVR. Anyway, this level is really exciting. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's kind of like the scrapyard. You can see Tempest's first gun. A-type is like a lava cannon. B-type is his gelatin thrower. And it seems to do more damage based on surface area contact, so I kind of hold way back to try to get maximum surface coverage. Like a big P stream. Skull enemies with the 3 eyes. They're like a main problem. Big priority you have to deal with because they, unlike some of the other enemies, they'll stay with you. Okay, for some reason the audio cuts out right here. That happened before and I thought it was just a glitch, but I guess it's happening again. Damn it. That's the 5th time I've put up a recording of this level, so I guess we'll let this one slide so you can't hear all the explosions or the cool music. Anyway, right there I used a little shield technique. That was one of the things I was talking about that wasn't mentioned anywhere in the game or in the about section. It's like you just have to do it, where you can kind of like trap bullets and then flick them back at people. You see that geosphere popping up? This is one of those bosses where at first it seems like it's very limited when you can attack it, because it only has that little narrow opening to get to its core. And I've seen really advanced people can sneak under the arms and be hitting it all the time. Or if you have Ruby or R.A.D, you can throw the anchor in there and be doing damage to the core the entire time. With Tempest, it's a little slower and his hitbox is a little bigger, because he's sort of like a tanky character, I guess you would say. But I'm trying to maximize my DPS again by holding back and getting the most coverage with that gelatin. Fucking green goo. I think I might switch to the Type C weapon here. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna stay with Type B. Yeah, the way this whole level is like a scrapyard, and there's like a bunch of junk to plow through and stuff coming down. I like when levels do that, like Mega Man games do that too, and like Mega Man X, like a Flame Mammoth level. I like when they have scrapyards. I like the fucking moth in the other Mega Man X game. Man, I don't understand why the freaking audio cut out. Hopefully it won't have cut out for the last level, stage 4. Right here, this is sort of the mini-boss of this level. This giant thing that's about to be crushed. So you gotta kill all the little turrets that are on it to get the extra bomber score at the end. Which I guess it's actually just as long as you destroy more than 97% of the enemies. Yeah, see right there I'm getting massive surface area contact on those skull guys. So I'm destroying them kind of quick because they have a lot of hit points. Like, normally they take a long time to kill, especially if you don't have a level 3 weapon. And that was what was messing me up a lot when I was doing the trial runs and the first 2 times to record. Now here's a little trick. Notice how I'm using the orbs to deal the damage to those power couplings. That's like a cool thing I learned from replays as well. I never thought to just let them do the work, but as long as it's a small, like one hit enemy, you can let the orbs destroy it. Here I switched the gun mode to that rapid fire spread spray. Then I focused it back. I love those little like nuances and touches. That's part of what makes this game so cool, and you know, it feels like a game. And I noticed that it's published by Hudson Soft. You know, Hudson, I think, definitely has a flair for games that are not like super popular commercially, but they have a lot of character. This one definitely did. I believe they had a Game Boy Advance or 2DS version of something, like a sequel to this or an enhanced version, but they didn't have any plans to do a sequel, and I actually emailed the studio producer directly at Natsumi, and they said no. So that's a darn shame. The second time you fight this boss, it's cool because it's not, you know, the first time it was kind of like teaching you how to fight it. So you just want to get to where the arms that come out, you know, once they lock into place, then you move to a different area so you don't get hit. Then you spray into the core as much as you can. And I've seen some people in replays with Tempest, they get right up in its face and they reflect the bullets right back into the core. But whenever I try that, I don't get the timing quite right and I take a lot of damage, so I opted not to do that here. It ended up taking kind of a long time to fight this boss, but got her done. The important thing is just to have the 3 orbs going into the boss fight, because you need the coverage. There's so much trash flying from overhead. Right here it's nice, they have 2 health pickups. And I think the reason they have 2 is because this game actually supports 2-player local co-op, which is surprising. Right there, I switched to this 3rd type weapon, where you're shooting the stuff that kind of looks like liquid mercury. It does really heavy damage over time, and it kind of stacks up, and you get to sit on something. But it doesn't quite have the coverage of the gelatin stuff, and it doesn't have the precision of the lava cannon, but it's really good as a boss killer for this particular boss, because there's one little weak point. You can just stack tons and tons of the mercury on top of it and have your orbs hitting him. And then I think I detonated the orbs towards the end just to speed it up. It does incredible damage to its critical parts. But yeah, Cerberus, this boss, this is like the recycling and scrapper. Very cool boss fight. Here comes with the left arm. And notice all that trash that's falling up top too. Comes with the right arm. The whole time I'm hitting that little eye. Oh, I just got hit by something. Hit by a couple things. Now he rotates around. This boss fight took me the longest time to learn. Way back when the game was new. I was like, what? It was very confusing, and not only could I not kill the boss, I couldn't even figure out how to effectively deal damage, but here I have. See there, I'm just layering on the mercury, and I detonate the orb, and boom goes the dynamite.
Select your player. R.A.D.
これより向かいます。
Stage 4. The Warrior Factory.
So this one, even though it's the last stage, it's actually not too hard to me, because after I beat the game for the first time, I unlocked challenge mode, where you can just pick an individual stage to play it, rather than having to play all the way through, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this was, I actually took the time to play the stage multiple times to kind of like learn it. There's There's a lot of shit coming at you. This is the last character you unlock, R.A.D. She has the smallest hitbox and the fastest movement, and she can also aim independently of her anchor. Her only weakness is she takes a little more damage than other people. Well, I shouldn't say her only weakness. She takes more damage, and moving her gun, like traversing her gun arc, is slower than the other characters. So it's interesting. I'm using her Type A weapon. I call it Scatter Laser, just because it's very satisfying with all the hits making noises. Then I switch to the Cutting Laser. Oh, back to the Scatter Laser. This is the only level where they use big physical things to kind of like get in your way like that. Kind of reminds me of the old like Gradius and R-Type. Okay, I switch to the Ghostbuster gun. I call it's kind of like the proton streams. It arcs out like it hits stuff, but it also has little arcs that go out, collateral damage. I was very surprised with this game. As intense as it was, the last boss isn't that difficult, and it only has like the one form. I'm used to games like this where the final boss has so many different forms you have to go through. It's like endurance. So that was a nice, refreshing kind of change. I guess maybe hardcore people would find it like a disappointment, but I was actually glad as I was going through and learning this level. I was like, man, thank goodness the last boss fight isn't like a endurance slugfest. Multiple forms to go through. It's interesting, the last boss is Helios. So you're fucking fighting an evil sun. The streams of trash enemies mainly serve to get your multiplier up. Get you plenty of triangles if you don't have them all, or if you've been detonating them. I try to avoid using the screen clearing bomb detonation. I rather prefer to just have the orbs around me doing damage and blocking bullets. And I like that this game, in the regular mode, it has health recovery. They actually have like a health bar. They do have the plus mode where like one hit kills you and you have lives, continues, whatever, you know, for people that are hardcore into like bullet hell. But the default way, you have a life bar. And I like that. This part's cool. It's so fucking neon in space. And I noticed they have multiple health recovery things because it supports 2-player, and I guess they didn't make separate maps like for 2-player. Alright, so here we go. Final boss Helios. The only thing annoying about him is that he has very limited windows when you can actually damage him. They go by pretty quick. It didn't take me too long to learn how to get through these little phases. He has all the meteors that come at you, and then he has these balls right here. They get bigger as you shoot them, and they try to force you off the screen, but if you have a level 3 weapon, it's relatively easy to get them off. yeah, this is the part where it actually gets somewhat difficult because you have the meteors and the boss at the same time. Start taking a bunch of hits. Then you have the balls and the meteors at the same time. This, if you don't have 3 orbs and a level 3 weapon, it's incredibly difficult. Once you have all this stuff, you kind of push it off, make it look nonchalant. Right there, I used a bomb to speed it up. Alright, so that's pretty much the end of it. Stay tuned after the credits for a special sneak peek at Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Omega 5. Omega 5.